breaking updates coming in. The UK Prime Minister has landed in Tel Aviv. Earlier, it was the United States President Joe Biden who had reached Israel, and now the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak landing in Israel. These are the visuals from the spot. Rishi Sunak has just arrived in Tel Aviv. He will be meeting the Prime Minister as well as the President of Israel in an effort that is being taken by countries across the world to ensure de-escalation in the fight. Now, Rishi Sunak reaching Israel. Let's go across to my colleague Rishabh joining us on the broadcast with the details. Rishabh, this is a very significant visit by the UK Prime Minister. It comes close on the heels of the US President Joe Biden also visiting Israel.
Well, definitely. Third big visit to Tel Aviv. First, it was German Chancellor Olaf. Then it was US President Biden yesterday. And now today, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has landed in Tel Aviv. Remember, UK has very clearly stated that any support required by the Israeli government will be extended by UK. As a preemptive measure, UK has also moved two of its UK Royal Navy ships, the warships, toward Eastern Mediterranean to help Israel in case need be. And we have also seen UK very clearly saying that any pro-Palestine or pro-Hamas protest in UK will not be tolerated. There was news that people from Jewish committee in UK were being threatened. Rishi Sunak very clearly said that this is 2023 UK and nothing of such will happen in UK. Now Rishi Sunak has landed in Tel Aviv to show his solidarity. He'll be meeting Prime Minister Netanyahu as well as the President of Israel, and in a two-day visit he will be discussing further how UK can help Israel in what it's called the 9/11 of Israel. The two-day visit is very crucial and comes just after Joe Biden's visit. And remember, this is happening when there are tanks and en masse troops at the Gaza fences by Israel. That showcases that Israel is preparing for land invasion as well. So it remains to be seen how things unfold. But for now, the global support for Israel increasing every passing hour.
All right. In fact, Rishi Sunak had also condemned the Hamas's horrific act of terror. In fact, he was also among the first world leaders to come out and call out Hamas's terror being unleashed on innocent Israelis. Take us through the itinerary of Rishi Sunak on his two-day visit to Israel.
So what we know, there's a very sketchy schedule given the hostilities that are still on in Israel. The full itinerary has not been divulged. The details have not been divulged for the public. But what we know that there will be a joint statement with Prime Minister Netanyahu. Later today, in few hours, we'll see both the leaders meeting and addressing press in a joint statement. Then there will be a meeting between Rishi Sunak as well as the President of Israel, and there also in the evening we'll see certain statements coming out. What we also know that MI6, which is the intelligence agency of United Kingdom, has extended full support to the intelligence agency of Israel, the Mossad, to ensure that any intel that they get will be shared by Israel in the region. Remember, this comes exactly when Iran has now asked all the Islamic countries to be prepared for what the consequences could be, or if the escalation rises, if need be, the Islamic countries should be prepared themselves as well. And from Lebanon, Hezbollah has also started bombarding the northern part of Israel. Is when Rishi Sunak is landing in Tel Aviv. Apart from support, there will be discussions on intelligence sharing. There will be discussions on if Israel needs further aid from UK or military support from UK. UK is ready to do that as well.
Absolutely. And, on the situation on ground as well, Rishabh, the latest escalation has been the attack on the Gaza Hospital. And speaking about this as well, Rishi Sunak has spoken about it and said that the death of innocent civilians is a cause of concern for the entire world. He said this is a watershed moment for the world leaders to come together to ensure de-escalation of the conflict.
Well, definitely. See, the global leaders do advocate de-escalation, but not at the cost of war against terror. Be it Rishi Sunak, be it Joe Biden or Olaf from Germany, they all have been very clear that Hamas and Palestine are not same. When they do they stand with two-state theory? Yes, all of them voted in favor of two-state theory back in 1948 at UN, and even now they have a very clear agenda that there should be a country called Palestine with secured and identified border, with coexisting peacefully with Israel. But what happened on October 7th was a terror attack. Hamas is a declared and proclaimed terror organization, and whatever Hamas did on October 7th was an act of terror. And what Israel is doing now is basically a war on terror, which Israel now calls it's 9/11. Israel is at war with Hamas. The world supports it, but definitely there are concerns over the non-combatants in Gaza, and especially after the Baptist hospital that was bombed and leading to around 500 deaths. It has sent a shockwave globally.
Yes.
There are leaders, and
so
all
Israel
the
has a right to defend itself, while also speaking about the terror by Hamas, but also speaking out for the hundreds of innocents who have also been affected by this. Rishabh, thank you for joining us with that update. We'll